Yeah, I admit it, I'm lazy. I'm a lazy, no good, two for nothing, crap bowler, pissant. That's me. Just call me Pissmeyer. You know what a Pissmeyer is? A Pissmeyer is an ant. I'm not sure if a Pissmeyer is a pissant, though. And yeah, I didn't show up last night or the night before. I mean, come on, what the fuck? What do you expect from me? To be here every friggin' night? You think that my life is dedicated to you? Jesus Christ, man. Get a life. That's what I need to do. I need to get a life. You know, here it is. It's 11:30 on Wednesday evening, and what am I doing? I'm talking to a fucking camera. What kind of camera? This is a Logitech Brio, by the way. It's a 4K camera, but we broadcast out in 1K for some unknown reason. You know, you would think that, you know, you have a 4K camera, you'd broadcast in 4K. You know, I think I might need a little bit of color adjustment too here. I mean, someone told me that I was starting to look a little bit bright, which I'm trying to figure out whether being bright or too bright is a thing. But I don't know. I think I got good color correction here. For those late night folk, you may notice something different. Yeah, it's still me. Same old guy. Just hairless. From the neck up. I just got tired of the beard. I had the beard, the goatee, or whatever you want to call it, or just basically an unshaven face for, I don't know, going on about 4 years now. The wife doesn't like it. For me, it was just convenience, you know? I mean, who the fuck wants to shave every day or every few days? What a fucking pain in the ass. Yeah, so I decided to just shave it off and try that for a while and see how I like it. I don't look Greek anymore, I'm told. And good morning from Tel Aviv. You like my cap? Yeah, this is from Playa del Carmen down in Mexico. We were down there a few years ago. And I bought this in Playa del Carmen, which is kind of a little bit touristy. One of the better cities. Mostly because it's touristy, you know. So you have a lot of tourists there, and so they have to, you know, put up a good show. And so everything seems to run smooth. It doesn't look like there's too much crap. Cancun is a fucking shithole, though. Although you have to go to Cancun to take a ferry to go over to the Isle of Mujeres, the Isle of Women. Mujeres is Spanish for woman. I don't know why they call it the Isle of Women, but it's a tiny little island. It's beautiful. But still, you have to go through Cancun. And did I tell you Cancun's a shithole? Just another one of those shitholes. Yep, there's shithole cities to the south of our border. Not just over in Africa and in other places in South America. No. In our continent, just below our border, there are shitholes there. And Cancun is one of them. Cancun is one of those cities that tries to put on a good face, but then when you start walking down it, you just feel the grunge. And the people, everything about it. It's a shithole. I didn't go to Acapulco, so I cannot comment on Acapulco other than the fact that I've smoked, or supposedly smoked, a lot of weed from Acapulco. I have actually grown Acapulco Gold, or I was told that it was Acapulco Gold, or originated from the same strain that was considered the original Acapulco Gold. And I have to tell you, from what I remember, it tasted a lot like it, had a similar psychedelic effect, and overall, it was fucking kick-ass. You know, I think I might have some pictures, if you're interested. I don't know if you'd be interested in that, but I guess it doesn't matter what you're interested in because I'm here, you're there, I'm in control, you're not. So, wow, I seem to have like a whole, let's see, I got to go back a few years. So let's put this in the, I don't know if this is dangerous or not, you know, moving everything over in view so that you can see my photo library. But it might take a little bit to get through all of this. Have patience! Let's see, what is this? Oh, that's not Acapulco Gold, though. I think that's White Widow. Alright, let's move on, move on. This is the wrong year. One thing you'll notice from... Oh, what is this? No, that's not Acapulco Gold. What is that? Is that Jack Herrera? I think that's what that is. Or... No, that... I think that's Dancing Buddha. Alright, let's move on. Move on. Other grows, where are you? Lots of grows. Let's see. Oh, look at this. I think that's pre-trim. I don't know. Might be a couple of pounds there off of one of our harvests. Let's see, move on, move on. I'm pretty sure. Well, this one, this is an example of being foxtailed. That's when the seeds start growing, or the seed pods start growing out into this, you know, these long, stringy things instead of being all clumped together. Although this stuff ended up pretty nice. All right, let's see. What is this? Oh, this is a video.
Monitor, it's been bathed with. So let me go get the fan, and then we'll go through that. I'll turn the fan on here, get it dried up a little bit, and we'll go to the next step after that.
That's a nice bud.
Okay, well, I've got the fan out here. I pulled it out of an old garage, you know, and I haven't used it for a while, but I can see it's dirty. And look at that.
By the way, I've got enormous hands, so that's a pretty big bud.
And that makes the motor run under pressure. And we want to get rid of all of this ugly dirt on here. And oh my God, look.
All right, now I'm not sure if that was that an Acapulco? All right, here's the base of that plant, but you can see on this particular grow, we were doing some. This is a deep water culture system that I built. It's actually a recirculating deep water culture system. And I'll tell you, you can grow some kick-ass plants, and as you can see, we do a fair amount of training on our plants. And you can grow some kick-ass plants really fast, but there is a lot of maintenance to handling a recirculating deep water culture system. And there's a lot of risk involved too, because the pumps, man, if the pump goes, you chance really losing your entire crop. Oh, wait. I am, fuck. I can't believe I'm not showing this. You were looking at my head. I could see all the shit, but let's see. We'll go back to that video again so you can see that. Pretty.
So let me go get the fan, and then...
and it's really dense. Wicked dense.
Get it dried up a little bit, and we'll go to the next step after that. Okay, well, I've got the...
All right, so that's that. let's move on. Let's see, what is this? So here's an example of creating a perfect canopy. And there's only 3 plants here. They are filling up a 4x8 tent. And filling it up perfectly, I might add. As you can see there. Alright. We've got the scrog net up. Everything is just perfect. Isn't that nice? That's friggin' nice. And that yielded about 2.8 pounds, I believe, that particular grow. 3 plants. That's not bad. I mean, we've had better yields, but all the buds, everything was tight, dense, potent. Holy crap. Great grow. Let's see, what else do we have? Lots of grows, lots of grows. Oh, here's one under the lights. So we use Platinum Series LED lighting. Gives us full spectrum, variable spectrum, so we can adjust it based on whether it's a vegetative growth or a in flowering. In this setup, we're using not a recirculating deep water culture, but this is an ebb and flow. And here we grew it with just 2 buckets, and we filled up the entire 4x8 tent. We have 2 4x8 tents. And you can see the control blocks, the control box right here down below. And it has a timer on it. And what you can't see is a 55-gallon drum of a reservoir where we actually mix all our nutrients and everything, and that helps keep everything stable. The really cool part about ebb and flow is that it's much less risky than a recirculating, because you don't have to sit there and tend to it all the time. Fix leaks, fix this, fix that. Make sure, you know, if the pump isn't working. This system, also called a fill and drain, or flood and drain. It will flood for about 15 minutes and then drain. And it'll only do that 2 or 3 times in a 24-hour cycle. And that's all it needs. You only need to expose the roots to about 15 minutes every, I don't know, 8 hours. And that grew some mammoth plants. I don't know, let's see. Do I have any pictures of that? Well, in fact, I think, I'm not sure, but I think that that's what this is. This is this is actually 2 plants here. Believe it or not, filling up an entire 4x8 tent. 2 plants. Those are skills, man. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Oh, man, I can just go on and on. There have been so many grows. If you're from San Diego, then you know exactly where this is. Let's see. If you're from La Jolla, then you know exactly where this is. And I'm pretty sure that there are people on here right now, at least one person that I know of, that if you're from let's see. Let's go on here. I know that if you're from Newport Beach, then you know, or Newport. Is that Newport? Yeah. Then you know this beach. You know it. See, there's the wife in front of it. It's a tough beach to get down to. Big, long walk. Not a big, long walk, but a steep walk. It's really not that tough. One of the many trails around our house. With the doggies. See, I can do this instead of playing videos and shit like that and then getting in trouble. Ah, yes. We often build fires right on the water. Here's a view from the other side of the house. The bay, or the inlet. Brackish Pond. Doggies at a dog show. All right, let's see. Are there any more interesting pictures here? I don't want to bore you guys too much. Let's see. This might be one of the earlier grows. Because well, no, it's only 2017. We've got lots of grows behind that. What is this here? Oh, yeah, these buds. These were awesome. This was the Acapulco Gold. Look at those nugs. Ooh! Any other grows? What else do we have? So we use CO2. I built this sort of delivery mechanism with CO2 tanks. Dogs on porch. What's going on out there? You see a deer? Is there a deer out there? This must be springtime. This is my backyard. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, look at that. Hairy. Is this a better one? Hairy and frosty. All right, that's enough. I think that's enough. Any more? Oh, let's check this one out. Ooh, frosty. Oh, it's so pixelated. And what is this? Oh, look at that. Ugh. Just the THC just oozing off of that. Right after a harvest, Ah, yes. And then the keef that results from the trimming. The keef is awesome. I mean, this is what you make hash from. Nice blonde hash. Mmm. Filled up that jar full of keef just from one grow. All right, now, oh, this is the laughing Buddha right here. Here it is. There's the laughing Buddha. There we go. Yes, you're right. That was Corona del Mar Beach. You're absolutely right, Jacob. Obviously, from the area. That beach, I mean, it's an okay beach as far as beaches go. It's, but the clientele there are, I think that they all came over the border that morning to come up there. And I'm not saying that's bad. It was just a little weird. Because right above you on that beach, I'm gonna put on the talking head here. So that area, right above that beach, are homes. And in Southern California, there's no place where there aren't homes. If there aren't homes, then there's basically either a shopping center or a small coffee shop or something, right? And the homes are stacked on top of each other. But right above that particular beach, the homes there are friggin' huge. I mean, like 8, 9, 10,000 square foot homes, and they've got about 10 feet of property surrounding the home. That's it. And they're just right on top of each other. You know, 15, 20, $30 million homes. Yet those people definitely were not on that beach. I can tell you that. Absolutely can tell you that for a fact. Yes, Newport is rich and white. And Laguna is mostly foreigners. Lots of Chicano gang parties. Yeah, that's kind of like what I saw. And out in the parking lot, too. You know, they have these, they do big cookouts right on the parking lot. But I'll say one thing about that area. The weather is beautiful all year round. Of course, we were there in July, and you would think, wow, Southern California in July, you must have been sweating your ass off, and it must have been hot. No. At night, it got down to 78 degrees, and during the day, it got up to 82 degrees. That was it. That was pretty much the range for 10 days. And so I asked our landlord, we had a B&B there, right on Wind & Sea Beach, which is a fucking beautiful private little beach. We asked him, you know, does the weather change much from this? I mean, does it ever get cold here? He says, oh, yeah. He says, in the wintertime, sometimes at night it gets down to 65. Ooh, I just can't imagine the chill! Oh. Yeah, it's, but it's an okay place. The people seem nice. There was plenty to do there. The beaches were phenomenal. Taking just walks every morning and every evening, that was, oh, so Jacob, he's complaining. He says, I can't believe I live here. It's always about 72 to 86. Always, even now. Yeah. I know. I mean, the only problem with that area is that, like I said, the houses are crowded. And if you want to go inland then it can get really hot. I mean, really hot. Well, maybe at this time of the year, not so much. And even this time of the year, you can probably go out to the desert and it will be relatively comfortable. But inland, it can get really hot. You know, like in the summertime, I'm talking 105, 110. You go out to the desert, 120 degrees. Holy shit. And especially the deserts around there, because they're high plains deserts. They're, 5,000 feet up above sea level. So besides having thin air and being 120 degrees, holy cow. Speaking of which, do I have any desert pictures? And that'll be it. That'll be it for the pictures. Let's see if I have something here that I can show. So, yeah, we went to the desert that's about an hour outside of San Diego called Anza Borrego. Jacob may be familiar with that. And that was a lot of fun. Hiking in the desert. Hiking in the desert, you know, I hike every day. I trail walk every day, probably 6 miles or more. And so I thought, hey, you know what? Hiking in the desert, no problem. The wife and I, we can handle it. We got some water here. We got about one half towards a 1.5 mile walk, and our water was half gone. That means that we were only a quarter of the way in the walk. We were halfway in, so we would have had to keep on going to come back out. Our water was almost gone, and it was hot as hell. The water had turned, I mean, it was, you know, because it's hot. Water doesn't stay cold in a plastic bottle. So, yeah, we decided to turn around. We were out there looking for, we wanted to go out to this, we're in the middle of the desert. We wanted to find this pupfish pond because we were told that there would be longhorn sheep there, and we might catch them. And we thought that was cool. We'll try that. And we got halfway out there. We met a couple. And they said, what the hell are you guys doing out here? You're not prepared. And they had all the gear and everything. And they had tons of water all over themselves. And they actually gave us some water. We had just enough to get back to the ranger station. Let's see. Desert. So anyways, we're out in the desert, and by the way, here is a panoramic view of the desert. Oh, I need to take the talking head off. A panoramic view of the desert. So we're out in the desert, and let's see if I can make this bigger. We couldn't make it to the pupfish pond, and once we decided we couldn't make it, we said, we got to turn back. And as soon as I said that, 2 longhorn sheep ran right past us. Here's one of them. We caught him on the tail end going past us. So we got that off our bucket list. That was cool. Yep, there I am in the desert. Got my Weed Maps hat on. Yep, there's the wife looking out over the desert. Oh, I didn't realize I took so many pictures of my wife's back. Oh, it was only 105 degrees when we first... Well, that was in the shade, 105 degrees. These things, these monstrosities, were hanging out everywhere. All over the desert. Some guy had created these giant rusted steel sculptures. This will give you an idea of just how big they are. And there were all kinds of different animals. And they were all over the desert. In Anza Borrego. Ah, yes. I'm sure Jacob is familiar with this, too. Oh, now we're into the La Jolla Aquarium. Anyways, that's enough. All right. Hayseed says, Newport, nice place I ever saw. No power lines, all underground. That's what you noticed. I'll tell you what I noticed is that every house has this beautiful arrangement of flowers and plants and vegetation around their house, all coiffed and beautiful and primped. And everybody's house is different. It's not like, you know, around here you might get like the same builder in an area. Everybody's house is like a designer house with a different layout with their plants and arrangements. It's really quite colorful and beautiful just to walk through the neighborhoods. Of course, this is La Jolla. I don't know if it's like that everywhere, but La Jolla, it was particularly good right outside of Wind and Sea Beach. Jacob says he grew up in Corona. It would get up to 115 to 120 sometimes. Wow. Yeah, and that's a good point, Jacob. He's saying, imagine those migrant caravans. They hike through 3,000 miles of desert, 23 hours a day walking. I cannot imagine that. That seems, it is unbelievable to me, or unimaginable, that there weren't many, many dead people after that walk. I just don't know how that is possible. Carmel is eclectic. I mean, I think you meant to say eclectic. Now, wasn't Clint Eastwood mayor of Carmel at one time? I believe he was. Guy's still going strong, just made a new movie. The Mule. Definitely want to see that. That's going to be awesome. The Mule. I don't know. Let's see if we can... let's see if we can't find the Mule trailer. We'll find out what the Mule is all about.
Need help, sir?
Oh, officer, hi.
You need help?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
What do you got there?
Pecans. I'm delivering pecans to my niece.
Pecans?
Yeah, pecans. She makes the worst pecan pie you've ever tasted. I feel sorry for her husband, and I feel sorry for the pecans, too.
Huh.
Family's the most important thing.
Definitely got to see that. Bob wants me to grow the beard back. Why, Bob? Still the same guy. Let's see, we got to get the chat back. I lost it there for a second. So Jacob says, the deserts of California are filled with gangs and crime and drugs and lawlessness. The Wild West. Very few cops. Yeah, I can imagine that. But where we were in Anza Borrego, I can't imagine they would want to be out there. But then again, you know, if they're equipped... Actually, there's nothing out there, so I don't know what they would do out there. Now, there are some mountains. I suppose you could find a... you know, maybe some hideouts, caves and things like that, and you can have your gang out there. But if there are towns out there, they're like little oases, you know. You'll look across the plain and you see nothing, just flatness, flat, forever. And then all of a sudden, you know, you'll get that kind of illusion with the wavy light, the wavy air, right? And then you'll see a little green way off into the distance, and you start driving towards it, and you're driving and it's still little, and then finally it gets a little bit bigger, and then all of a sudden you're driving, and then you see maybe the roof of a house, and you get driving, and then it starts opening up a little bit. It's really a surreal experience. Motorcycle gangs, drug cartels, meth labs, human trafficking. Ah, yes. The beauty of the desert. Oh, imagine. V. Lee says, as a technologist, what do you think of life extension technology? Well, I'm all for that. I'm not exactly sure how you would go about it. I think some people are talking that if you could just keep the telomeres from, I guess, deteriorating. Keep those telomeres. That's what some people say. But, you know, life extension without the quality of life isn't much of a life. So if you can keep that life and still keep in good shape, I think one of the principal ways that you can extend your life is to keep your weight down. And that's something that I'm going to work on over the next 5 or 10 years. I'm going to try to get my weight down to something very low, you know, because I think that that is one of the ways that you can extend your life. And, oh, so they are out in places like Anza Borrego? Wow. Well, it was a nice town. I mean, there wasn't much of a town there. There was like a couple of small stores, a gas station. There was a ranger station and a couple of houses. And that was about it. So there wasn't really much there. They did have a resort hotel there that looked like an old western town with like the facades and everything of the houses and everything. And apparently every winter, probably around this time of the year, that's the tourist season, because apparently out in the desert at this time of the year, flowers get in bloom and they're really beautiful. When will it hurt shorting? Ideas, Bong Grandpa. Oh, I think you're probably referring to Bitcoin. And, well, let's just see where Bitcoin is right now. So Bitcoin hit a high of 39 and change these last couple of days. I took a short right here at about 3,500. So I'm short right about here. 35 and a little bit of change. I was going to add if it got up to 39.50, but it never did. That's what I was waiting for. It came just short of that. Probably should have. I should have added one more. But yeah, I think that this is definitely a shortable rally. So, and I'm only in one Bitcoin, so it's, you know, I'm down. What am I down? How much am I down? I am down $223, so no big deal on that trade. Oh, Anza is different than Borrego. Well, where I was, it was called Anza Borrego. So that's why I got it confused. North about 25 miles, so I guess there's a town called Anza. Might be all part of the same county, or I don't know. Rich Canadians live in places like La Quinta, though. Interesting. Now, I know some rich Canadians up in Vancouver that also live down in Maui. That's another thing. Your AI embodiment should take care of all the monetary issues. Well, I guess so. I mean, it's just a tool. Still need to use your brain. But, yeah. I mean, it's a damn good tool. The AI embodiment. He's referring to the AI setups, the subscription service that I have. And we're doing specials right now that will last until Christmas. That's why I call it the 12 days of trading. So if you're interested, $99 a month, you should give it a shot. I mean, what are you going to lose? The fact that it's been churning out trades with a 90% win rate and better than the 25 to 30% return on your capital used. I mean, it's... And it's been doing that for a long time, so it's not like a flash in the pan. Barney Google, how you doing? Yes, I think you're right about reduced weight being a major health factor, especially in later years. And Jacob is getting back to the deserts. Places like Mecca, California, like the surface on Mars. Utter nothingness. And V. Lee, he wants to be a rich Canadian. See how many different threads of conversations we have going here? And I'm managing it all. You're getting so much for your money right here. All right. Keep on forgetting to go back to the talking head. So what do you think? You like the clean-shaven face? I'm told that I look younger with the clean-shaven face. Does this look like the face of someone who's about 60 years old? Yeah? Do I act like that? I still feel like I'm 20? Really? I do. Pretty good shape. A little roll around the belly, but heart rate, resting heart rate around 62. Blood pressure like 100 over 60. No cholesterol problems. Perfect blood sugar. Strong heart. Never gets sick. I think the last cold I had was 15 years ago. Truthfully. So, you know, maybe if I lose that weight, maybe I have a shot at longevity of life. I hope so. I'd like to be around for a long time. What do I think about Tim Knight as a guru? He seems really smart. This is Dimitri asking this. I have to confess, Dimitri, I've heard the name, but I'm not really that familiar with him. Of course, you know, when I look it up and I see who it is, then I'll think, oh yeah, that guy. But still, I'm not getting that. Oh, he was on Tasty Trade? Oh, he was interviewed on Tasty Trade. And he is the author of Slope of Hope. Now, what does that mean? What is the slope of hope? That's his blog. Well, I'll check him out. V. Lee says no beard better. Thank you. Wheat, soy, corn, secular shift into commodities. So I have no comment on Tim Knight. But the chances are, after I learn more about him, I'll probably think that he's, you know, like the rest of the dickhead schmucks out there. But right now, he's top of the list. Well, right now, what you really should be doing is you should be going over and checking out this. The AI setups. And the special that we have on right now. There it is. The AI setups. Good deals. This is all the shilling that I'm going to do. Actually, you can't shill your own product. All right? But it's worth putting out there. Tim Knight is a perma-bear. Thanks, Jacob. He only short sells stocks, all based on charts. Polly Farms is saying Tim Knight is no guru, but he is the real deal. Been around forever, maybe one of the oldest running trading blogs on the net. Yeah, and another vote for Knight being a perma-bear. Okay, well, thank you for that precognition. Now I don't have to look at his blog. Don't have to waste my time. I can dedicate it to some more fruitful endeavors. Like what? What the fuck could I do? I could play pool, go hiking, spend more time with the dogs, the wife, all of that, not necessarily in that order. Well, I can't believe it's already been about 50 minutes here, and I'm pretty tired. I was sort of nudged into doing this show tonight, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I got out and there, connected with you guys, said hello. Please press the like button and share this video. That would really help. And if you are interested, join my Discord server. There's a link down below. There's a link down below to join the Discord server. It's completely free. We have, I don't know, 1,300 people on the server. Great conversations going. There's a general channel where you can talk about just about anything. There's a channel on crypto, a channel on trading, and a channel on weed, whether you're a user, grower, or investor. So it's all there. That's also where we keep our private channel. There's a couple of private channels there as well. And those are very interesting as well. But one of the private channels is actually the support area for the AI setups, the embodiment. But yeah, join the Discord server. It's a good place to hang. Discord is really it's way better than Telegram. I mean, Telegram blows compared to Discord. And again, just go down below, click on it, come over. Good conversation, always. I mean, thousands and thousands of posts happen a day there. So I would recommend it very highly. And I hang out there. Anyways, again, thank you all for showing up. I am going to say adios now. It is time to go. Do I shoot firearms? Yes. Not as much as I'd like to. Currently, definitely not as much. We have two indoor shooting ranges here in town too, and this is a super liberal town, so you wonder about that. But I think the firearms and that sort of thing predates the lefties that came in here. Yeah, I probably at the range I shot a 22 and believe it or not a 30-30. Actually, we didn't do it at the range. We did it on the open air range, or down in Lakeville, went down to the sand pits and shot a 30-30. That's pretty cool. See if you can blow up Pepsi bottles filled with shit, from a couple hundred yards away. But yeah, I like firearms. They're necessary. They're part of our culture. They're our Second Amendment, our right to bear those arms. So, yeah, I'd like to. I'm in the market actually for a good handgun. I don't know if that's the right thing to say on YouTube these days, because you could say things and then for some unknown reason someone might consider that you're talking hate speech. But yeah, I am in the market for a handgun. I just don't know what I want. I want something practical. Something that I can carry. I have to think about that. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. Anyhow, it is now 50 minutes into the show. We need to bid adieu. Adieu, adieu, adieu to you. And we'll see you next time. See you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., where it will be the 8th day of 12 days of trading. And as always, it's going to take me a little while here to sign off because I don't remember where I put the screen where I launched this from. Ah, there it is. See y'all. Have a good one. It's hard to beat a Glock 19. That's good to know. I'll check that out. And what do you think you can get what do you think you can get a Glock 19 for? Let's see. Before we sign off. A G19. 9mm Luger. There she is. Whoop. That's pretty cool. That's a cool website.
Market data connection lost.
Looks pretty sturdy.
Market data connection re-established.
Let's find a dealer. I think it's searching for a dealer right now. Now, why would this take so long? Can you get it on Amazon? I don't know why you would want to buy it on Amazon. You can just buy supplies. You probably can't buy the actual gun. I can't imagine that they would ship a gun to you. They might. Why not? Jacob says it's the choice of law enforcement everywhere. On sale, something like $4.79. That seems reasonable. Ernie, I see you're lowering your short positions in absolute value down at this level. I see that you are lowering your short positions in absolute value down at this level. I'm not sure exactly what that means. See that you are lowering your short positions. Is that what I'm doing? I'm lowering my short positions. I didn't know that's what I was doing. The choice of law enforcement everywhere. Back to Talking Head. All right, now we're working on almost an hour. That's where I like this show to be. I think that's just about right. But we haven't found where to get a Glock 19 yet. And we tried the dealer locator, but that didn't work. Oh, at the Bass Pro Shops, maybe? I got a Bass Pro Shop near me. Right down the street. As a matter of fact, it's right next to Patriots Stadium. Why don't they put a link to Bass Pro? Oh, here it is. Well, they're selling it for $5.99, so obviously I can get a better deal than that. I can get another $100 off, $120. Oh, I'm only short 1 Bitcoin. Yeah. So what's up with that? Oh, whereas at 7 or 8K you were shorting 5 Bitcoin. Well, scaling down, yeah, because we're talking about a lower price. You know, there's less to go. And now I'm starting to get into the mode of possibly turning around and then buying Bitcoin, but probably not for a while. Flippo likes no beard. All right. Looking fresh. Yeah, it's good. I haven't been shaven for such a long time. Definitely, I think I look much younger though. All right, we'll go with that. All right, now we need to say goodbye. And thank you all very much. We'll see you next time.